Hello, guys, and welcome back. So far, we're going to see what we've done with our SD-WAN lab. So far, what we did was that we have control connections from our various data centers and for redundancy. And then we created a template for VPN 0 so that they can establish connection to all these controllers as well. And in turn, once these controllers came up, sorry, these edge devices came up, they communicate with the controllers to register themselves onto the SD-WAN fabric. And then what did we get in return? We got a full mesh, a full mesh. So basically, what we have is that after the V edges are able to authenticate with the controllers. Now they form a full mesh, just like for BGP mesh when you don't have a route reflector. So right now, all these nodes from 4 to 1, all these nodes they have SD, they have sorry a full um, mesh connectivity. So to show you that, I'll bring the screen for you to see. So this is my screen. And then you realize that we have full one connectivity is 6. That means that you have connectivity to all our one devices. So what I'll do is that I'll click on one device, device dashboard. Then I will go to real time. And what I'm going to search for is IPsec. So I'll pick IPsec outbound connections. I'll not filter it. And then you realize that VH1, which is in Accra, has full IPsec connectivity to all the other VHs in the SD-WAN fabric. So back to our topology, right? So you realize that, or you can notice that we have some new connections in our SD-WAN fabric. So I picked VH1 to be our data center. So we have a web server over here. And then we have the other branches acting as other VHs acting as a branch as well. So by the end of this video, we should have full one connectivity across all branches as well. And also we should be able to reach the web server over here. And then we should be able to receive all the routes from all the branches in any VH, or let's say any edge device or site. So as you know, we are going to deal with something that we call it service-side VPNs. So we have VPN 0, which is for transport, and then we have service-side VPN as well, and then we have the management VPN, which is on 512. But then in this case, we're going to focus on service-side VPNs. So what I did was that I created a template, and that is the only way to create your service-side VPNs, just as we did for um, the transport VPN. So as you can see, I created another VPN, which is VPN1. It's a service-side VPN. You can go ahead and look at it. So basically, what we have for VPN1 is quite different from what we have for VPN 0. And as you can see, I globally configured the VPN to be one, and then there is no DNS compared to the transport um, VPN. Then here we are advertising OMP. So basically, what we mean is that for any route, or let's say any routing protocol that exists in the service-side VPN, advertise it over the OMP sessions so that it can be received by all the other VHs in the SD-WAN fabric. And then we don't have any default route asset for now. But then going forward, you'll be seeing BGP, you'll be seeing static route configuration as well. We don't have much for here, and then that will be all. Now we can go ahead and look at the VPN1 interface. So this is the VPN1 interface. So basically what we have for VPN1 interface is that I chose gigabyte 01. I unshut the interface just as we did for the the VPN 0, the gigabyte 00. And then for the IP address, I'm going to get an input for the IP address. So I created a variable named VPN1 underscore IPv4 address. And I don't have any tunnel on this interface because it's a server-side VPN and not much for here for now. So I can just go ahead and save it and go back. Now, one thing I have noticed from my experience is that most people like to create templates, unified templates, just as we did for the VPN 0, as you can see over here. But then one thing about this is that as the network grows, there will be changing design, changing templates, and everything. So I always advise that building SD-WAN from scratch, try and get device specific templates so that in the near future, if there's a need to do any changes on on a particular template per device, it wouldn't have to affect all the other devices. So most importantly, let's just keep it simple. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and create a device template for VH1. So from feature template, I'll choose VH Cloud. The template name is VH1. I'll just give it a description, VH1. So we go ahead and go through the same procedure as we did for the transport VPN when we were configuring it for all the other devices. But at this time around, we are doing device specific configuration. So I'll just go by this. So for VPN 0, I'm going to select VPN 0, select the VPN 0 interface, 512, add VPN interface, 512 interface. Then I'm going to add a service VPN. So the service VPN is another VPN other than VPN 0 and then VPN 512. So I'll select VPN 1, select VPN interface, and I'm going to select the VPN 1 interface. And I think we are good for now. I can just click on create. Okay, so it seems I'm having an issue over here. Forbidden request user is not permitted to perform the requested operation. Okay, so what could possibly be wrong? Let me just create it again. Okay. So I figured out the challenge, right? So what I have to do is that I have to detach all the devices from this particular device template and then create separate device templates for all my VHs in my topology. So I'm going to do just that, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. Okay, so what I did was that, as I said, I had to create a device template for each device and also detach the previous the devices from the previous device template. So basically, I've configured 5 of them, left with the 6. So I'm just gonna show you how I did the configuration. So this is fresh. I'm not doing it for the last device. So I'll click on next. And you realize that because I've already done the configuration using the previous template, everything is there, with the exception of the new interface, which is the service-side VPN. So I'm going to choose the 6.1 for here. Click on update, click on next, click on it, and let's see the configuration difference. So this is the configuration difference side by side. And then you realize that there's not much difference. The only difference is the service side VPN configuration that I did. So I'll just click on configure device. And as this device configure, so let's see what we've done so far. What we've done so far is that we've enabled service side VPN. We've enabled service side VPN. So this is the service side VPN, the one connecting to our internal network over here. Over here. So I don't have for 6 yet, but then I have for 1. So basically, what is going to happen is that for SD-WAN, when all the WAN edges come up, they're going to form a full mesh. Okay. So each device is going to receive the full routes for each device from each device, the service side, through the OMP. So from the OMP, so we're going to send these routes here to here, and vice versa. We have so we can get a full mesh topology, and traffic can move from one side to the other depending on the path as well. So now we are done. So let me go ahead and clean the screen as well. So let's go to devices, okay? And then let's see for, okay, no, let me go here, monitoring network. And let me pick one device, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pick VH1, which is in Accra. And I'll scroll down to real time. And if I'm to search for OMP, received routes. So I'm only looking at routes that I've received from other SD-WAN devices or the SD-WAN sites through the OMP. And this is made possible because you remember for the server-side VPN, I advertised connected routes and static routes. So let me just go into the CLI for you to see. So let me just pick one device for, let's say, VH4. Okay, so it seems the terminal is not working. So anyway, let me just go back. So let me pick one device. And okay, so we have a VH1 which is receiving all these routes from VH2, VH3, VH4, and VH5. We're not seeing VH6 because, as I told you, VH6 has no connected network on the service side interface, although it has been configured. Once there's a cable connection and the port comes up, obviously there's a network and the port comes up, you're going to have the route being received in the OMP routes to all the other branches. So this is just a car. We can pick any other device. So let me pick the 6 itself. So I'll pick the 6, which is at Sakaman, and then we check the OMP received routes. And then you're going to see that we have a full mesh. So we are receiving routes from VH1, VH2, VH3, VH4, VH5, excluding itself. So that is how it works. So we can just do a trace route. So you can go to troubleshooting. Then we go to trace route. So the destination IP is 172.16, 16 dot, let's say 1.1. Okay. Then I'll pick VPN1, that's the source interface. And I'll pick the source IP address as well. And I can just do my start. And I'm going to see the trace route, how the route goes through the SD-WAN network to the other side. So let's just give some time. So it's timing out. Okay, I know why it's time now because, as I said, the interface is not connected. Let me pick a different device. So, Media, which is on VH5. Okay, so it's telling us to enable data stream. So let's go to settings as instructed by the SD-WAN vManage. So let's look for data stream. Data stream is disabled. So let's edit and enable it. What does it do? So enable data stream collection to use packet capture, speed test, and debug logs, troubleshooting tools, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we just click on save. So I'll just pick anything, let's say log and VPN1, click on save. Now let's go back. So I'll pick 5. The destination IP is 172.168.16.1.1. I'll pick VPN1, choose the interface, and I'll start the trace route. So hopefully we should get a trace through the SD-WAN network. And as you can see, this is the SD-WAN network. And you're only seeing only one hop because that's how the SD-WAN works. Once they form the tunnels, they form the mesh, get to know the other nodes in the SD-WAN fabric. It's basically just going to do one hop to the destination and vice versa. So basically, this is what we have for today. So let's see if we can have other troubleshooting tools as well. So let's see the control connections for this device. So we are expecting 2 control connections, but we're actually having one. I've been troubleshooting this for a while. I think that this has to do with the the OS version I'm using. I'm using 18.9 for the SD-WAN, so I think that's the problem. But then, because I've seen it in production and then it works, so I don't know why it's not working. So I think that would be. So let me see. Okay, so I think we can check out our troubleshooting tools as well. What else do we have? So we can do a speed test as well. So circuit is public internet. Destination is I'll pick Accra device, destination device, and then the circuit will be the public internet. So let me just start a speed test. So it's going to run a speed test between these two sides to see the capacity that we have. So let's device. Okay, server error. I've done this before, so I don't know why it's not working. So where am I? Okay, okay. So I'll just end the video for here. And in the next video, we're going to look at how to put in some SD-WAN designs to get the sites working. So thank you for watching this video and see you in my next